Welcome to the Real Estate Black Book Buyer Edition. I'm Tyler Harmon. This week, we're going to talk about how to look at properties. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, let's see. First things first, there is a huge difference between looking at homes on Zillow compared to in person. The two aren't even close to being the same thing. So let's talk about why. Number one, listing agents and photographers are only showing you exactly what they want you to see online. Even then, those photos are still being photoshopped and touched up. Next, you miss out on the real perspective of how one room flows to the other, how big and small things actually are. And worst off, you don't even get to see the bad stuff. Things that will bring down the value of one house and make another one look better. Also, things that look bad in a photo, sometimes they actually look pretty great in person. I could go on, but you get the point. Have you ever tried online dating? Do any of those people ever resemble their photo? Kind of like how some real estate agents have been using the same photo themselves from 20 years ago, because that never happens. Anyway, now that we know that looking online and looking in person are completely different, let's talk about how you use both methods. Looking at photos online should be used just to give you enough information to decide if you're going to go see it in person. Take it from someone who looks at hundreds and hundreds of properties a year. You cannot assign value to a home purely by looking at photos. Instead, you need to look past the quality of the photo and start checking your boxes. Does this house have the things you need? The bedrooms, closet space, bathroom size, the open layout, wood floors. We stage homes for good photos so buyers with no imagination can see themselves living in there. That's not for you. You are smarter than the average buyer. You know how to connect the dots. Searching for a home is all about two things. One, the process of elimination, and then knowing the inventory. That means online, you're trying to figure out what to look at and what to skip. Now, I'll also say this. You shouldn't be skipping a whole lot. You need to know the homes like the back of your hand. Even if you're looking for mid-century modern, go see the Spanish houses if they're in your neighborhood. So that's the process of elimination. The next step is knowing the inventory. When you go to these homes in person, there are a few factors to consider. How does this house actually feel? Does it flow from room to room? Are there a bunch of little steps from one room to the next? Pay attention to those details. I like looking at the light switches, the outlets, door moldings, things like that. You're looking for continuity. If the home hasn't been upgraded in a while, you're going to be able to tell. But you might not want every room to look exactly like the other either. I'm a fan of continuity, not uniformity. You'll go into a lot of these flips and every single bathroom is identical. It's like Home Depot was having a sale on tile that weekend or something. Also, this is not a museum, it's an open house. Run your hands across the walls and the finishes. How do they feel? First of all, you're looking for good craftsmanship. Are the tiles flat and even? If you can literally get a feel for the homes, you can start to notice what's good and what's better. Most buyers don't kick the tires when they're out looking either. Do things you would normally do when you live in a house. Now, don't lay down in their bed or anything, but sit down on the patio, take the place in, open the refrigerator, walk back to the counter. Can you see yourself cooking there? Go outside, walk down the street, find out where your friends are going to park when they come visit you. Imagine yourself checking the mail. We're talking about looking at homes in person by leveraging Zillow and Redfin. I'll tell you, there are a few buyers out there that are actually doing this. You will have a huge advantage by knowing the market better than any other buyer. I have several buyers right now who've been looking for over a year, waiting for the right house to come up. In the meantime, values have increased, interest rates have gone up, and they still don't know the market. Why? Because they haven't stepped into an open house in over 6 months. On the other hand, I have clients who are out every single weekend by themselves with me. Just by being out every weekend looking at all the homes, they knew the market as well as I did. And because of that, they were totally comfortable taking my advice on how to write offers, and they got great deals. If we compare these two, one has made over $100,000 in equity just in the last 12 months, and the other has priced himself completely out of the market. One uses Redfin and Zillow to plan what they're gonna see one week, and the other only looks at properties online and never in person. If you only look online, you're going to see homes with bad pictures going escrow fast and other ones with pretty pictures that are sitting on the market for months. To the untrained eye, this looks random with no rhyme or reason. But if you saw the new homes every week, you would know exactly why this is happening. You need to be able to smell a deal from 3 blocks away. You know what? This would be a great time to go back and rewatch episode 2 where I talked about the online search tactics for buyers. Okay, so that does it for today. Tune in next week when we talk about doing home inspections and how we ask for repairs. I'll see you then.